Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to the RTA HTRI conference. This is the first day over 3 days of a conference organized by the RTA project, the Research to Action project, and the HTRI, which is the Human Trafficking Research Initiative. This conference is mainly organized to allow our grantees to present the research that they've been carrying out during the last year. We have organized the conference in a bit different way. It is an academic style conference, but also we are using the welcome sessions to introduce you to a topic, a product that both projects are developing, to allow funding partner and also to show you or to talk to you about what they are doing in terms of research. So today we are going to introduce you with briefly with the RTA project, what is the Research to Action project and the member of the project, and two main tools we are developing, a global research agenda and a policy tool. So just let me briefly explain or introduce you to the Research to Action project, using knowledge to accelerate progress in the elimination of child labor and forced labor. Is managed by the International Labour Organization and funded by the US DOL, US Department of Labor, composed by 3 members from the Research and Evaluation Unit of the Fundamental Principle Right at Work branch in ILO in Geneva, myself, Lorenzo Guarcello, I'm the project director, Kelly Gleason, data science officer that will introduce later in a few minutes the policy tool, Loren Wong, a research officer that collaborate also with the International Organization for Migration, because IOM is our partner in this project. We will have the opportunity to talk to her tomorrow when she will introduce her to the bibliography tool and the AGM. Global research agenda. Policy choices will be critical to achieve the SDG target 8.7. So identification of priority areas is key, is essential to support policy effort to eliminate child labor and forced labor. We have been developing the global research agenda, so through a process that has involved different steps. We started by mapping the research on child labor and forced labor, existing research, convening a group of experts, an international advisory board, as a group composed by representatives of the academic community, people from international organizations, policy actors, trade union, donors, to build also an evidence gap map on child labor and on forced labor, and to understand which were the main gaps in the research available. By using this process of mapping research, convening the International Advisory Board through the group of experts, we identified knowledge gap and established a global research agenda. We identified 5 broad thematic areas: risk factors for vulnerability, assessment of what works and what does not work, technology and artificial intelligence, monitoring and measurement, economic, environmental, and social cost. We are also developing, working with the 5 countries at the moment to develop a national research agenda. We are currently working in Chile, Malawi, Nepal, Paraguay, and Uganda. So for more information on the global research agenda and the national research agenda and other products, you can visit the rtaproject.org webpage to learn a little bit more. Now we'll pass the word to Kelly that will introduce us to the policy tool. Kelly, please.
Thanks, Lorenzo. Perfect. Right, it's so exciting to be here, and I'm so happy to welcome everyone to our conference. As Lorenzo was just explaining, in addition to this conference, the Research to Action Project is building a host of tools designed for researchers, funding agencies, and also policy actors. And so I'm going to talk about the main tool we have to design for policy actors. I mean, we as researchers and advocates are well aware of the disconnect between research and policy. And so bridging the divide is core to our mission of the RTA project. And the PIG tool is designed exactly to tackle this issue. By a PIG tool, I mean the interactive policy guidance tool that we affectionately call the PIG tool. And so this is a place where policy actors can get quick, accurate information on a range of policy choices. I mean, as we know, the problem with policy information is the way it's presented currently. It's not that the research isn't there, but right now, evidence that we have on policies that work or don't work exists in lengthy reviews and reports, which we all love as researchers, but the methodology and the deep details are sometimes not exactly what policy actors need or in that format. Impact evaluations and searchable databases, but there isn't really a holistic, easy source of policy information on child labor, forced labor, and human trafficking policy. And there's not a lot of guidance on how to select better or worse policies based on evidence. Next slide, please. So I wanted to just quickly walk you through a mock-up that our project team has designed. We have amazing web developers that will make it a lot fancier than this and make it all of the things work together. But in the meantime, this is just to show you kind of the proof of concept that we're working on. And so here's the interface. And so basically we've designed this tool so that a policy actor with absolutely no information and no prior experience in developing policy for child labor, forced labor, and human trafficking to tackle those issues, they will have a way to kind of search for things specific to their needs. And so this quick user interface really helps to narrow down a little bit what the exact issue is, though a policy actor does not have to search from these narrow criteria. Next slide, please. So once you've entered into the search, this is sort of the core of what we want to do with the tool. So this is the policy selection landing page. Now, this search is going to lead to this curated suite of policy tools, and the list is established through a search algorithm that we're currently developing with experts to weight the strength and quality of evidence and also the impact of the policy. And so you can see a couple of examples just here on the slide. And so if we were searching for policies to tackle child labor in a certain region, et cetera, then we would see policies rise to the top, including increasing school access, and we would get to see kind of the rating of strength and quality and whether the results are mixed or this is a high impact policy. And so this then will allow you to select either policy or country dashboards that will have sort of serve as an interactive guide to which policies are already established and where, and how is the research on these policies. Some key benchmarks, budget ranges. Again, this is just a mock-up design, so we're trying to demonstrate the real interactive visual quality of the dashboards that we're working on currently. Next slide, please. And finally, This is also a tool for researchers. I mean, it's also a place where you can evaluate the evidence. We will talk about some other tools in the next couple of days that we're working on that are really researcher focused. But I mean, again, if you're a researcher interested in migration policy, you'll get to see the suite of evidence boiled down into these areas and perhaps begin to sort of assess the gaps, et cetera. And this tool will connect to all of our other tools we're designing in order to sort of integrate into this evidence building project that we're working on now. So this is what we have so far visually, but we're really excited in the next few months to start to really build this out as a real tool. And we would like to test the tool eventually, of course. And so your help will be needed in that effort as well.